Welcome to Thursday. It's the 9th day of December, 2021. Thanks for tuning into the Day Weather Podcast today. Well, winter weather is moving into the region, so be prepared as we are going to see a shift in the weather pattern here over the next 24 to 48 hours. Mountain snow, much colder temperatures, and some snow on the plains. It is a fairly quick-moving system today and Friday, so it's not going to linger. But we are going to see some winter weather for parts of Wyoming, Utah, Colorado, western South Dakota, western Nebraska. This is a system that really is going to get the mountains with the most snow. Stock growers and travelers, do be prepared for harsh winter weather conditions, and travel is going to be difficult. It's already starting to get difficult along sections of I-80, later on I-25, later on also Interstate 70 in Colorado, and the mountain passes through Friday. Now, there is a break in the weather pattern from Saturday through Tuesday. We don't see much going on. However, another storm system is queued up to come in the middle of next week, and that could bring more mountain snow, maybe some snow to the plains. We need to keep an eye on next Wednesday. Next Wednesday, that storm could be kind of sneaky. We need to keep an eye on it. The mountains are going to get the bulk of the snow in this pattern that we're in. I know a lot of you on the plains are clamoring for snow, and I understand that. But this type of pattern is really the mountains that are going to get the majority of the snow. But snow is coming to the plains, but we need to keep our expectations in check. I want to bring up a reminder to everybody that December, January, and February are the driest months on the plains. And I'm going to use the example of Cheyenne. Cheyenne is kind of a proxy. So when I talk about the plains, I'm mainly talking about areas east of the Continental Divide. This will be the front range of Wyoming and Colorado, the western plains of Nebraska, the western plains of Kansas. If you look at the historical averages, December, January, and February are the three driest months on the plains historically. Now, if you look at March, April, and May, and June, you can see that the average precipitation really goes up. So if you look at the bottom numbers here, you can see that it's March through October when the bulk of the precipitation falls, and it's really March through July and August is when we really take it to the bank in terms of getting the precipitation. I know a lot of people get frustrated this time of year. You want to see precipitation. We've been in a drought, but you have to keep your expectations in check. You're not going to end a drought in December, January, February on the plains. You're just not. Historically, the trends aren't there. And also, during La Niñas, especially the La Niña pattern we've been in now for almost 2 years, you're going to make it even worse. So you can be very dry in the plains, but you can start to get the snow going in the mountains, and that's kind of where we're headed. This doesn't mean it's not going to snow on the plains, but people have perceptions that it should be snowing a lot on the plains in December, January, and February. In reality, it doesn't, at least not a lot when you look at long-term trends. We all know that as you get into the latter parts of February, especially March into April, is when we get the bigger snows, well, like what we saw last year. This year is actually trending very similar to what we had a year ago when we were in that La Niña pattern when it got started. So as we take a look at the pattern that we're in right now, we've got this trough coming on through. This is the forecast map through Friday. This is what the precipitation looks like with this storm system. As we showed you here over the last couple of days, this axis of snow across portions of Wyoming, South Dakota, Nebraska. This is where the heavier snow is going to be on the plains. And you can see all the bright colors in the mountains. The mountain areas are going to do very, very well. But it's really nice to see precipitation on the western side of the divide, in the Great Basin, into portions of California, down into Arizona, even New Mexico, getting into the act. So this is the first salvo of winter weather. And you can see what it looks like with snow on the plains. It's a narrow band of snow up here. It's not extensive. Look at the eastern plains of Colorado and western Kansas, really almost nothing. But west of the divide and in the mountains, you're going to see snow. And I think this is what we're going to see in the month of December. You're going to see the mountains continuing to get snow, and you're going to have these streaks, these bands of snow that will get out on into the plains. The area where I'm most concerned about it staying dry is right here, and that is something that is a La Niña signal. But we will see some snow get across the divide and onto the plains occasionally. If we were to focus in a little bit more, you can see that the bullseye of this storm is in the south central mountains of Wyoming and into the mountains of northern and central Colorado, hitting the ski areas, also getting the Tetons and getting the Wasatch Front of Utah. As we go forward, as we get into the weekend, we have this area of high pressure that's building into the Intermountain West over the weekend. So the weekend will bring a warming trend. Yes, it's going to be a little bit windy, but Saturday through Tuesday, we don't see much. By Tuesday morning, though, look at this low approaching the west coast. This is going to be a big weather maker for California, Washington, and Oregon. It's going to bring significant rain to the west coast, and then it's going to want to head inland. And by the time frame of Wednesday, that system is all the way down into southern Colorado. Now, it looks like it's a quick mover, and it's going to go up into the northern plains and intensify. But this is likely going to be a weather maker for the mountains again. So more good news for the snowpack, more good news for you skiers. This is for Christmas Eve. Notice the winds aloft are coming in from the northwest, digging a trough into the Rockies and High Plains, and pouring cold air into the region. So, folks, we are looking at an active pattern that's going to be colder and likely getting colder Christmas week and probably staying cold into the new year. This is the temperature anomaly by Christmas Eve. So you can see a large part of the western United States is colder than normal right around Christmas time. So we will continue to see the pattern getting more and more active. This is what the 10-day precipitation forecast looks like through the 19th of December. Look at all the red along the west coast into the Great Basin states and into areas along and west of the Divide. But notice east of the Divide, it's still a struggle to get any really organized precipitation other than in this area here, which is mainly the storm that's going through today. But we may see more snow on the plains with that Wednesday storm system, and we'll keep an eye on it. But the overall message for the western United States is one now of mountain snow and more frequent storm systems passing on through. But the mountains are going to be the big winner. Look at the snowfall over the next 10 days over the Intermountain West and the far west. Pretty impressive. Have yourself a great Thursday. We'll talk more to you tomorrow about the upcoming week ahead. Have yourself a great Thursday.